Mounting a solar panel on your motorhome. Hi folks, I'm Roger from Offgrid, and in this episode I'm going to take you through the process that we follow to mount solar panels on the top of motorhome roofs. It is a topic that has been discussed at length in various forums, usually after there has been some form of accident where a solar panel has come off a roof, and a lot of very good opinions and advice that people give in forums. But we're going to take you through the process that we follow to ensure that a solar panel does not come off, that it has the absolute maximum bond possible, and everybody can travel safely in the motorhome without solar panels flying off. You imagine when a solar panel comes off and is caught in the wind, it's quite spectacular. And before it actually comes totally loose, it's going to, bounce around on the end of the cables and probably cause considerable damage to the roof of your motorhome. So let's get to it and mount this onto I think it's an ADRIA, it's a PVC, panel van conversion. So not your normal, totally flat white roof that you get on a motorhome. It's a ridged roof, so it poses some challenges in terms of how much surface area we can get. And especially as this will be mounted sideways, we need to get the mounting absolutely as sound as possible so that it is safe. So let's get to it. So these are our preferred brackets if we can mount them. They just look really neat. They're fairly quick and easy. You drill through in 5 places to attach them to the panel. But because this is going on a van conversion, the roof has ridges on it. And when we measured it out, there's going to be too little overlap between the surfaces that take the Sikaflex and the roof, the ridges. So unfortunately, you can't use these. So what we've done is we've made up some other brackets. Now these are square aluminium tubing, just happens to be 3mm walls, but 1.5 is absolutely fine. The 1.5 is quite lightweight. So what I've done is I have pre-drilled, well, they're 4mm holes going right the way through, and then I drilled 12mm holes so that the screws, the head of the screws, can go in there. I've mounted one already, so in 5 places, screwed through to there. A little bit of flex, but that's fine, because that's when the Sikaflex will be on this surface here, and when that has set, there'll be absolutely no more flex anyway. So to mount this, it just so happens that the ideal length is when this is flush, this edge of the bracket is flush with the angle of the angle line on the panel itself. So just clamp it up with a clamp so that bottom one can't move, because the aluminium is quite flexible, and if you push down it actually comes away from the bracket. These are stainless steel coated. They are self tappers and self drillers, so get those in. Don't go too hard, otherwise you'll strip them. Right, these are firmly attached. We'll carry on the preparation. We'll rough this up with some sandpaper, clean it off completely so that the Sikaflex can stick to this nicely. Now we are going to do the unthinkable and actually scuff this beautiful painted surface on the roof. I'm just using a little bit of sandpaper, just I have nice control with this little corner here. That's why I like to use this from a little mouse sander. And we're just going to scuff the whole area that will have the Sikaflex. Just very lightly sand it, scuff it to remove any layer that would prevent it and also help the Sikaflex to just bond a little bit better. I'm not going down where this is on because that won't have any Sikaflex on it. There we are. Just very lightly sanded. See, it comes off, you see the white powder. I'll clean that now, and then we'll put Sika activator onto that. And that should be a really good surface. We marked where the panel will go to. So it's a good idea, if you can, get the panel up with its brackets, just see where it's going to sit, and then you'll know exactly where to put it when you actually bring it up, and also where to prepare the surface. So this is Sika Activator 205. What you do is you just take one square of your lint-free paper toweling, and you'll see when you take the lid off, it's quite a big surface, so you just need to wet it just like that, not much. And then you are going to rub this whole surface. Don't go outside of where the panel is going to go down, because the stuff, well, it's like an acid. It's going to chew up a little bit of this remaining paint in it. So there we are. And when you're finished, throw it away. Don't keep it. Throw it away. Don't do the other side with the same piece. Swap over and get a new sheet for the other side. So we're going to put a very thick bead on here. As much Sikaflex as we can, really. And we've really sanded these surfaces down. They're really rough and clean. Fine, we've mounted the brackets, cleaned them up, put the Sikaflex on the brackets. As you can see, it is quite a thick layer. I'm planning for it to be at least sort of 3 mils thick when we put it down. A bit may ooze out that we'll then clean up. So this is ready to go, but there is one last very, very important step. And if you've ever mounted a panel and forgotten these, you'll know what I'm talking about. So you must remember to loosen these cables, because once you put the panel down, you're not going to get to these cables. That's going to be it. So we know that these come out on this side here. So what I do is I'm going to get a cable tie and just put it very loosely here, or something just to put it loosely here to keep these cables over here out of the way. These invariably, they flop around and get Sikaflex all over them, so it's a good idea to tie them up somewhere just temporarily to get them out of the way.
Those?
Yeah.
So, change.
Should be on more or less on the edge. Mine is just at the edge. How's yours? Is there overlap or just on? Mine's half a centimeter that way.
Yeah, mine's just off the edge.
So it needs to come over like that. Just getting this nice and neat. We wanted about a 3 mil layer of Sikaflex, which is what we've got. So I'm happy with that. There's going to be, Sikaflex works best when it's about 3 or 4 mils thick. You don't want it too thin. So don't go sparingly. It's quite common to use 1 tube on each end. So 2 tubes per panel, or at least 1.5 tubes per panel. That'll make it nice and thick. Give it time to dry and set, and you'll find that it'll be really strong. And also, if it's thicker, if ever you need to move the panel off, it's much, much easier to move it off with piano wire than if it's a really thin layer of Sikaflex that the wire can't actually get through easily. Okay, so we have finished mounting this panel. Sikaflex is already setting. We've put MC4, solar lead extensions with the MC4s plugged in and tucked away under there, coming through in this nice conduit here, nice and neatly. And we have decided to put these in parallel because they are not the same capacity, so the best result would be in parallel. And so we have used splitters that have all gone under there, connecting everything together in parallel. So happy with that. I think I'll get quite a bit more solar with this. Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode. Cheers.